Good morning, soul family. I wanted to reiterate something that came to me yesterday. I was having a conversation, and interestingly enough, I started explaining how the brain is like the engine of the car. You can have the parts in there, the parts are working, you can turn it on, activate it, but until you have the car move, the engine just sits idle. And so the mind, the subconscious, and the consciousness that we have both is what drives the car. When we hit the gas, when we open the doors, when we exit, right, enter, store things, when everything you can imagine that's related to cars, we use it to go camping. We pack all our stuff. We feed it, right? Groceries, in and out. There's so many analogies that we could just go on with this. And my other analogy is the subconscious would be acting as when you're driving, especially on long drives or drives that you're really familiar with, you cannot pay attention to actually driving, but you are driving and you know that you're in the car, but your subconscious is actually driving the car because your consciousness might be elsewhere. Your consciousness might be, in nature. Like I'm a bobblehead when I drive. I love looking around, and I totally, apparently trust my angels, obviously, and my ability to drive, except I'm not fully present. So allowing the consciousness to leave and take me places while I'm driving, not a good thing. It doesn't happen all the time. However, this is just the analogy of how we can look at our brain versus our subconscious versus our consciousness. And there's a lot coming out about consciousness, that how everything is consciousness, which is true. All of nature is consciousness. So that's why when you sit in nature, you listen to the birds, you see the animals, we're all connected because they're consciousness. Their consciousness, they know how to, when the time is right to, build a nest. Lost the word for, when they migrate. Woo! And so they have this knowing, and that's consciousness. That's why I say you've got to trust, you've got to know your knowing. You can't unknow what you know. You can't. Once you know it, it's yours. And that it's yours means when you're reading books, when you're hearing things of truth from another person, it becomes yours. That's when consciousness changes. That feeds the subconsciousness, that feeds the brain, that feeds the body. This is the whole mind, body, soul is a little bit skewed in our thinking that it's just this, again, Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all the threes. Yes, there is, but it's more. It's not just the three, and it's not just the chakras. All of these things go together, and we're separating. So we need to bring it all into one. One, that's it. There's one source. So from that, it's our learning modalities. It's how we get in touch with ourselves. That's the beauty of this place called Earth, is we've been given all these opportunities and ways to grow. So it's amazing. And we're coming to this point. And like I've been saying since 2018, I kept seeing the Vesica Pisces, which is two circles that overlap, and I kept seeing them come together as one. And now I see the flower of life, and then I see the fruit of life. And, if you want to bring in your consciousness, then that's what the reference is. All of the yous in those other dimensions are coming together in consciousness. That's why when I talk about people dreaming, I'm like, You're not dreaming. You're in other dimensions. The use of yourself is in another dimension. And it happens to be shown to us most of the time when we're sleeping. But it can happen when you're awake, very much so. So be prepared. And when you're bringing in the consciousness from those other dimensions, you feel wonky. Literally, I call it world salad because I think I've mentioned this before. I literally said, oh my gosh, I can't, this world salad. And I'm like, great, now I'm going to keep calling it that because my words escape me. Just like that migration. I literally can see the action or something that represents it, but I cannot get that word. It's as if it's in another dimension and it's not mine, or I'm in the other dimension. I feel very present. I feel I'm here in my house, yet we need to be more aware. So awareness is key to noticing, to knowing, to bringing consciousness into your oneness. That, my friends, is where we're headed. It sounds simplistic, and it is, but we get caught up in routines in life, the energy, everything that's going around us. I get it. And yet, the more that we keep practicing this, the more we're going to see consciousness is key. It's the energetic energy, the vibration, the frequency, all these things resonate. And they do know now that this is provable. This is scientifically now known, and yet it's been hidden from us. So yes, go get it. Go get your fullness. Go get your oneness. Go get all of yous, your authentic self, because that's what's most important. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye.